Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Magnus. Magnus is from New Zealand, but he lives in London, in the UK. So let's see what Magnus has to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, Magnus. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you doing today?
Well, today it was first day back at my normal work because I've been away for the weekend working my alter ego.
I see. Yeah, actually, I was following a little bit your stories. I was following a little bit your, let's say, weekend adventure.
Yes.
So tell me, what was the highlight of? By the way, where were you before? Where were you this weekend?
So I was in Barcelona in a villa. So I can tell you all about it, can't I? I can be.
Sure. So let's start. Okay, so let's start the interview talking about.
It was a group of content creators. We all got together to sort of sign up to this villa, and then we were to make as much content as we could to utilize our time together. So it was an absolute mess.
Amazing. So tell me, what was the highlight of your weekend?
Do you know, it's quite funny because although all of this is very sexual, the highlight was actually just hanging out with some of the people that I'd met before. And, you know, there's one in particular whose name is Costa Viking, who's Italian, even though he's got a Nordic name, and he's so funny. He spent the whole time mocking my accent, although I'm a New Zealander. Apparently, I sound very English. And my name, my alter ego name, is actually also Nordic. So there's we're bouncing around the globe. But yeah, he was very funny. So I was sharing a room with him, and he spent the whole time mocking me, telling me the Queen's English. Yeah, so no, it was very fun to hang out with some of them.
That's amazing. I agree. I think when you have, when you spend time with someone where you get a genuine connection with, I think it just, everything goes with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. So no, it was a good weekend. It was a very tiring weekend, lots and lots of work. So I've come back and back into my other job.
I see. So tell me, where are you from, Magnus?
So Magnus is AKA Sean, and Sean is from New Zealand, Nova Zelanda.
Amazing. Oh, wow. And I believe you're based in London right now.
Yes. Yeah, I live in Clapham, central London, basically.
So why the change from New Zealand to London?
So I grew up doing a lot of sport. My whole life is sport, athletics, swimming, and dancing. And so there was this point where I had quite a few opportunities on TV shows. Back in 2004, 2005, I was working with the Dancing with the Stars people in New Zealand, and the guy who actually won it, the celebrity that won it with my teacher, and I was part of teaching him. So I was getting to this point where I was getting very, very good at the dancing, and there was opportunities to go international and go to Australia. And so I was representing New Zealand, and I thought the place to go for dancing is the UK. UK has the best coaches, and that's how I ended up here. So I was Latin and ballroom dancer from New Zealand in London. So that's why I'm here.
That's amazing. Oh, wow. And where's about in New Zealand you were from?
Near Wellington, so the bottom of the North Island. It's a little town called Palmerston North. Never have heard of it.
And all your family are back in New Zealand?
Yes, yep. My younger brother came and stayed here for a while. He lived here for 2 years and met a Scottish girl, and they moved back together. But yeah, my whole family's over there. So it's just me here. Me and my husband and my 2 cats.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's the biggest joy of waking up in London every morning?
Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe the money.
Okay.
because
Genuine.
I feel like I couldn't do the jobs I do in different locations of the world. Maybe America, maybe they would have a similar sort of like trajectory for progress. But you know, I think that would be one of the main reasons. I also love its charm. London has a charm to it, and I love walking around the streets. I'd arrived, you know, I was 20 when I arrived, and I remember by the time I had got from Heathrow Airport to where I was staying, I had thought to myself, I'm never going back. And you know, we're 18 years later, I'm still here.
Wow. And okay, so let's start the interview talking about your career. So,
Okay.
Are you okay to talk about both? Are you okay to
Yeah.
talk about both career?
Oh,
Amazing.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm liberated. So
Okay.
because I do what I do, yeah, I have no sort of boundaries.
Okay. Okay, so let's start the interview talking about your both careers. So walk me through a little bit more about both of them, if you can.
So they sort of link together, to be honest. You know, I came over. There's something about doing shows and dancing and performing, which you know, I just live for. You know, I just love the crowd. I love looking into the crowd and finding somebody's eyes and focusing on them. And so, you know, as I've progressed with that, you know, I do other stuff as well to do with fitness, you know, classes, and so that's also attention seeking. So I live off that. But the deviation across to porn and OnlyFans was, I don't know about sort of amplifying that feeling. And you know, as I'm getting a bit older, oh my god, I need more of it. So I yeah, I did that for that, and it's quite funny because I'm in fourth year now. It's all happening very, very quickly now. There is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of award ceremonies and things. I'm just getting a bit more recognition, which is obviously making me even happier. So, yeah, I'm studied in sports science and nutrition. I'm a massage therapist. I do dance classes, and I still compete in the dancing, but it's called pro-am. So I take women and dance with them in competition. So that's my main job, and then the OnlyFans is the other stuff.
I see. Amazing. Okay, Magnus, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Cool.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories of life and share your point of views?
Cool.
Amazing. Let's do it. By the way, I'm so brave to be dancing in front of a professional dancer right now. Oh my God.
Aren't you from Brazil?
I'm from Brazil, so it's in the blood.
Do you know, it's the essence. You'll be doing all the bachata and you know, samba, right?
Yes. Magnus, during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Pretty sure I'll be fine. Everybody's seen everything, so it's fine.
First question is, what is the scary thing that happened to you?
Scary thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
One time I went to a Pride event in the UK, and I was very well dressed. It was very, like, I'd finished with my friends. It was quite early in the morning. It's about 5 o'clock. The sun was up, and I was walking to get to another friend's place before I was to head home. And I remember I walked across into Covent Garden area, and I looked to my right, and there was two guys across the street, and I saw and they cut round behind me, and we're talking, it's probably about 15 meters behind, and I turned my head, and, you know, as I told you before, I was in athletics, and I saw a flash of silver, and that flash of silver, I think, was a knife, and without thinking, I ran at breakneck speed. I probably, you know, nobody was going to catch me at that point. And yeah, that was the only time I think I've ever felt I'm in danger. So, and that would be the, you know, that was 10 years ago. So otherwise, yeah, no, I'm not scared of anything.
Why was that? Do you think because you're dressed up, you're a bit extravagant? Why do you think got there?
Well, I was well dressed. I was on my own, and it would have been, and the street was empty, and it was an opportunity, I think, for somebody. They just didn't know that I was a good sprinter.
I see. Oh wow, I even got goosebumps now. How dangerous those things can be when you are, when you find yourself in this situation.
For me, that was like a scary event. But if I'm thinking about being scared, I'm scared. I'm scared of the future losing people. That's my. Those are the two things. The event, the awful event, which I remember very clearly, but I'm more scared about losing the memories with people in the future as they pass on, or that kind of thing. So that's my worry.
What's the biggest joy of being Magnus? What do you like the most about being you?
It's definitely the attention. I like the admiration. I like, but it's not the act of doing all this stuff. It is more about directors and producers and people contacting me saying they would like to collaborate with me or work with me. So it's funny. It's just that interest in me that gives me such a sort of kick, and I really live off that.
What's your star sign astrology?
What star sign?
Yeah, astrology.
A Capricorn.
Capricorn. Wow. So you are December or January?
Hmm?
December or January?
December. So that's also a funny story because I'm born on Christmas Day. My last name is Christie, and I married a Jesus.
No way.
So my husband, he should become Jesus Christy.
By the name, is that from Latin America, or he's from Spain or not? By the name.
He's from the south of Spain. He's from a town called Huelva. A very strong accent, but yeah, they call it Jesus, but my mother takes joy in calling him Jesus Christy.
Oh, and how did you pass crossed for the first time, if you can share?
So there was an app years and years ago. So I mean, this is 9 years ago. I can't remember what it's called, Hornet, and we were just chatting on there, and we met up. And I've got a naughty.
I love when I'm doing the interview and animals come around. They feel the energy. I love it. So I can see.
Stop it. Yeah. So 9 years ago on Hornet, we met up, we had a nice time, and then we went apart for about a year and a half, and we contacted each other again, but this time because I had gone through a period of lots of partying and lots of that, and I didn't want to meet people just for the sexual sides of things. I actually wanted to get to know somebody. It was a very good friend of mine said to me, when you meet somebody now, you're ready. Give them the benefit of the doubt, get to know them, don't start ticking boxes. And so the first person I met when I had that mentality is my now husband.
Sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between both of you and the biggest similarity?
Okay, so we are like yin and yang. We are completely different. So I am very Capricorn. I have like formulas and structure and planning and organization, non-spontaneity. That is not me. Whereas he is the opposite. He is very free and easygoing and sweet and nice and social, and everything can happen off the cuff. So the two going together is quite a combination. Similarities. What would I say was similar? Well, we both love each other, and I care deeply for how he feels about things, and he's very considerate and kind to me. So I think, that's why it works, I think. And we have very, very good communication. After 8 years together in our world, that is quite considerable, because that's like 24 years in the heterosexual world.
Well, Funny.
Mm.
Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, next question is, where do you see yourself living when you retire?
Living.
Yeah, when you retire.
I feel like we'll always have a base in London, but I can feel already that I have an affinity to the south of Spain. I've been learning the language. I've been having lessons every week for 8 years so that I could at least speak to the family when it got to our wedding day, which I did. I spoke to 20 of them all individually in Spanish. So I feel like, we would be on the Costa del Sol somewhere. Yeah.
And do you go to New Zealand very often? Do you see your family or not?
It's quite interesting you asked me that, because I was speaking to my mother this morning, and I was saying to her, we've been back quite a lot. I go back every 2 years, and there's nothing more for me to do there, and everybody I knew has sort of dispersed, and I'm no longer connected to the place because it's been so long. And it's sort of like I said to them, if you want me to come back, we need to really plan this, because it's like 3 weeks a month I've got to take out of work. It costs a lot. So I try and go back every 2 years, but it's coming up to 4 years now since we went back last. So we're trying to meet my family in different parts of the world so that we can have experiences together, rather than just going to New Zealand and sitting there as we normally do and do our normal routines.
And and beside your husband, which person in your family you feel more close to or more connected with?
My youngest brother. He knows all about my other life, and he is super, super supportive. He's such a lovely man, and he met this wonderful girl over here, who's Scottish girl, and they've gone back to live in New Zealand, which we're very sad about. But yeah, I'm super, super close to him. We miss him a lot.
Okay, so your brother is watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say? He's watching.
I think he just heard the message that he's very special to me.
Oh. Very sweet.
Yeah.
So he was in London as well before. He was in London.
Yeah. So he did one of those sort of working holiday things. So he came over for a couple of years. I realized it wasn't as easy as the New Zealanders would like to think that they could come across here and make it quite easily. It is a tough place. It's very competitive, and my family are very much into nature and doing those kind of sports on mountain bikes and things. New Zealand is perfect for them. I'm more of a city guy where I like the cultures. I visited Brazil last year, and absolutely, I walked to a local restaurant where all the builders were there, all the construction site, and I was like, this is perfect because I'm going to get to taste the real food. So I'm more of a culture guy, so I love experiencing things. That's why I can't move out of London. I feel like every time I turn a corner I see something else that I'm falling in love with.
Oh my God, when you said, oh, I went to Brazil and I saw those builders there and I went to taste all of them.
No, I didn't go and taste all the builders. Builders in the restaurant, realizing that was the authentic food, and I tasted the food. It's quite nice.
Next question. Right, before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being a dancer, or being a performer? What you know what I mean? When you are, performing, when you are doing your passion, what's something that is the best for you?
There's sort of several elements to it. So I'm addicted to the feeling of doing the dancing. So it's like combinations of choreography which make you feel so good. Then there's the attention that you get from it, and then there's sort of the music which makes you feel something. So it's the endorphin lift is huge, and the serotonin and dopamine you get from the feeling feeling of the show, it's euphoric. You know, I absolutely live for it. And so that's why it crosses over into the porn as well, because I'm doing a scene, and you know there's a director in the background, and they're speaking in Spanish, and I understand it, and I go "que rico," oh wow, and things like that, and so that gives me the same sort of boost and feeling. So.
And the challenging time, the opposite, the most challenging part of being a dancer, in your opinion?
It's the physicality. I mean, I am so injured. I have ruptured my Achilles. I tore my hamstring off the bone. I've had tennis elbow in both elbows with golfer's elbow all at the same time. I've herniated a disc in my back. I've got a medial meniscal tear. I've done the calcaneal ligament on my right heel. It's just endless. And so I'm dealing with, but it's okay, sciatic nerve pain on my left leg. That's the hardest part of it.
All right. Next question for you is, what makes you very sentimental?
Sentimental. Do you know, I see people and I can see that they like. It's hard to explain. If I see a little old person and they're getting their shopping and they're looking and they're deciding what they're going to eat and things like that, something about that makes me want to love. It's such a stupid thing, you know. If somebody and they're having a coffee and they're speaking with their friends and their little faces light up because they're happy, that gives me such a feeling of, I don't know, I get overwhelmed with emotion just by those silly little things, seeing people have joy.
Wow, I've got goosebumps saying that, Magnus, because I was seeing
weird, because you know we are so desensitized, and people are so cruel, and you know the top echelons of our governments behave so badly, and then you know, for me, I'll walk down the street and I'll watch an old gentleman. He's waiting to walk into a post office, and some nice person holds the door for him, and he goes ooh, and holds his hat, and my heart breaks. I don't know why, you know, because of the kindness shared. The simple little things like that, which isn't changing the world in any way, but I just know that people are kind deep down.
Get your point. I think those gestures, when you see it, it touches my heart as well. I think it's something so simple, but you just go like, my God, it's nice to see that there is some beauty in the world still, like some kindness around. I get your point.
If somebody's sitting on the tube and you see them look up and they see somebody who wants to sit down, you see them make a smile and they get out of their seat and somebody sits down and they look at them with these like thank you eyes, I'm like, oh, what a nice thing.
No. Yeah. It happened to me a while ago. I was on the bus. I was going to work very early. I'm early bird, love waking up very early, and I was going to the gym in the morning. And suddenly, I sat down. There was this lady by my side, and suddenly she was doing something like she was, you know, she was in her world, and I was in my world as well, like very early morning. Mm-hmm. And at one point, I just kind of cough a little bit, like sneeze a little bit, you know, and I was like a kind of sneezing. I was running nose a little bit, and suddenly she started kind of doing her things, and she took out her tissue thing and she said, I said, would you like one? I was like, oh my God, I was even expecting this. I was like, no, it's fine, I'm fine, actually, that's okay. I felt like, my God, can you imagine?
There's just those little things where, you know, we're all in the same place together, and you know, sometimes it's so easy to be kind. Yeah. It's so easy. You know, it takes a lot of effort to not be kind, and doesn't make you feel good about yourself. If you just ignore somebody, you sit like that, and you know, but if you make such a simple little gesture like that, it just makes you both feel good. So, you know, I quite often, if I sit down beside somebody, I'll just say good morning or something like that, and people look quite shocked, but they smile.
Do you cry easily?
I feel like I can cry all the time, but I hold it back. It's like a stiff, you know, my family, we didn't show much emotion when I was younger. So I feel like I hold it back. A few times during our interview just now, I'm like, I can feel it. So,
Right.
you know, but I like to let it out now and then, but I do that behind closed doors.
Okay. When was the last time that you... Sorry? Sorry?
I don't know where my tissues are. So.
Oh, sweet, sweet. And when was the last time that you cried, if you can share?
Oh, yesterday. You know, we had a little bit of bad news from my husband about the health of a family member, and
Right.
he just, you know, he needed to cry, and I needed to hold him, and it was my. I mean, obviously, I'm devastated for the family member, but I'm more upset that he's upset.
Of course.
I just needed to hold him, and so that made me cry.
Sweet. Very sweet of you, for sure. Next question, ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. Next one. Okay, Magnus. Next question is, if you could change something in yourself or about yourself, what that would be and why?
Physically or?
Both. Let's put both. Physically and...
Oh, you know, I'm a perfectionist, so even if I changed something, I know that I would want to change something else. You know, my eye is heavily critiqued on myself. If I could change something, I would want to repeat some time that I've already had. You know, I'm 38, and I would like to go back to the age of 30, but from 38.
Right.
So I don't want to go back in time, because I don't want to repeat any of the mistakes, but I would like to be 30 now.
Got it. It's the wish of everyone. It's the wish of everyone, that's for sure.
Okay, do it. Yes, do it again. I mean, no, I don't wish to change anything. I'm blessed, and I'm very, very happy. I'm hypercritical, so I need to sometimes. Here, that's the thing. I should not be so hypercritical. You know, that if I could change something about myself, I wish I could be more now focused and less critical of now, and trying to build something for the future. And when I get there, I'm then critiquing something else. So yes, that's what I would like to change.
What's something about you physically that people, you know, they spot straight away? They go like, wow, that's something they don't make a comment.
Definitely my muscles, but like at the moment, because I've been working very, very hard on my physique, I think my it's you know, it's many years of squats and lunges and things like that, but I think the dancing also helps, and so that is definitely a pulling factor for the collaborators. They mention it.
I saw the picture, Padan that you posted with
Padam, yes. Now that one I got warned by Instagram because it was a little bit risque.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good picture though.
Yeah. 3 questions left. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, in your opinion, what's the biggest misconception that people still have from adult content creators?
That we are stupid. That I think it's the perception that we're throwing away our lives. That there is this time frame, and what am I going to do after that? I have many things. I have many strings to my bow, and that it is attention seeking. I know I'm an attention seeker, but there is a lot of insecurity within the content creator world. A lot of people who suffer, and they need support. I listened and I watch, and you can see their little faces, and it's written in their eyes. So yeah, the misconception is that we are brainless. and that we are complete attention-seeking whores. We are not. A lot of us have various different other careers, jobs, and things that will give us, our retirements.
It's interesting saying that. I had here on the show a few content creators, and some of them, they really. I had a veterinarian. He was a veterinarian, and he got into it, and he does both careers like you, and he loves it. And he said the same thing as well. He said, William, sometimes there's so many clever content creators there. Like they have this ambitious life. They have this. They're smart. They're smart. They have, you know what I mean. They make a lot of money out of it. They invest. They make their lives. It's great. I work, love. There is something about it that they are. So I get your point for sure.
There is this aspect as well. Like, I am liberated. I have there is nothing holding me back anymore. When I was 30, I was a different person in terms of I would definitely be a bit inside. I was a bit more judgy and things like that, and I would have judgment of people. And when I started doing all of this, it sort of liberated me, sexually liberated me, made me feel, and now I don't have those hang-ups. I don't judge anybody, and it is very, very nice, because when I meet people and they say, "Oh, well, I'm a lawyer," I say, "What kind of law?" And what I'm in conveyancing law. Oh, very nice. I have a client and blah 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 blah. Oh, what do you do? Well, which job would you like to know about? And I'm not afraid to tell people about it. When I work for a club in London as a fitness instructor, and this particular club is the former club of Princess Diana. So it is a prestigious club, and somebody decided in their wisdom that they would try and sabotage me, and sent my profile to the club management, sent all of it through. Now, what they said was, this is disgusting, this is awful, how could you employ somebody like that in Princess Diana's club? And so I just went about all my work and stuff like that, and I got called in for a meeting. And they were all lined up, the area manager, general manager, the fitness manager, and the studio coordinator. And I looked at them all as I came in, and I said, "Well, clearly I'm getting a pay rise," as a joke. And they said, and one of them said, she said, "Just before you sit down, I want you to know that you have our full and complete support." And I was like, okay, I can imagine what this is about. She said without breath, somebody has tried to maliciously have you removed from the club. And I sat down and I said to them, "Look, if it's easier, I'm happy to bow out now. And, because I don't want to ruin a reputation of such a lovely club. I love it here. My classes are full. Every week they're full." And they all went, "No, you're staying. It's 2025. We have a multitude of people in this club, and you are very much cherished. But our reason for bringing you in is we want you to know, if there was a rumor to be started, that we are behind you." And so I really appreciated that. And so the area manager, the general manager, I can't remember which one it was, but she went and did some investigating. And so this person who had emailed had said his wife was extremely disgusted by the club's behavior, not firing me. And so she went and looked him up and found him on Instagram and Facebook and things like that, and figured it was actually a gay guy trying to sabotage me. And we were talking earlier, I'm only kind to people. I don't know why anybody would be malicious. I've given nobody any reason to be malicious to me. But because I have done that, I'm still liberated, and I don't feel like I need payback or revenge. So now when I'm in that club, you get the authentic me. I am so silly with the people there, and they love it. They see me camp up a fitness class or scream at them and laugh and joke, and because I'm so free and feel so supported by the club, I'm just myself.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love this story. Thanks for sharing, Magnus. I have no idea how amazing it is to hear that in a world where the society voice can be very strong, and some people they can, they are weak, or some companies or some place they they need to follow the standard or somehow the voice, and to know that they got your back in a way so positive that
Yeah.
you feel genuine their support. I think it's amazing to know that.
Yeah, I feel better, and I feel like my work speaks for itself, and I have a huge posse of women there that come to the classes very regularly. So I feel very secure.
Question for you: have you forgiven this person?
Yeah, I don't mind. Whatever they did, it would be interesting to know why. But it did nothing. All it did was, in fact, it's done more for me than it's done against. Because after that meeting, I was like, I could do no wrong, because how if that's not wrong, when I go in there, that I am so myself. They get the full me, and so and the people in the classes, they are so supportive as well. So yeah, I feel like that's a part of the liberation.
You know what? I have an answer for you. I think this person did that for you. He could have done for different reasons, but I think one of the main reasons was because he admired you so much that he didn't know how to expose that. Because I believe there are two people who admire us: the ones who cheer up for us, like push us the most you can, and the other people that they admire us, but they don't know how to deal with that. So what they do, they attack. So I get it.
Down, yes, they do.
Yes.
That is very true.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm sure this person admires so badly that he couldn't handle it. So what he did that. So I get it. So, and I'm glad you said that you forgave this person, because in the end of the day, it just helped you, as you said.
Yeah, at first I was upset, but actually it's only done good.
Amazing. Very good. Oh my God. Do you know what I like the most about the Magic Box? Is because all the questions that are here, and suddenly, you know what I mean? And I believe that all the questions come to the right person. Look the question that I just pick up for you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, if you don't have another answer, I'm gonna take this answer just gave right now. The question is, what is a negative thing that happened to you that came out as a positive thing in the end?
That's quite funny. I've just answered it, haven't I?
I love it. So I'm gonna take another one for you. Amazing. That's what I like the most about the show. It's about that, because I believe that all the questions here, Magnus, it just meant to come.
That's called serendipity.
I love it. Next question is, what are you most passionate about?
Oh, well, I mean, my life is my dancing. I get such a joy out of sharing it. I get such a joy out of teaching it. I get such a joy out of competing with it. And all night it's kind of dancing. So I'm sharing all of that. And yeah, it gives me, it's like a drug. I get endorphins. I get the endorphin crash afterwards. I get adrenal rush. It is. And I get it all the time. So it's like I just feel like I'm an 18-year-old going on a first date every time I have these moments. So it's like, yeah, I'm living off that feeling. So my passion has always been the dancing, and long may it continue.
Yeah, I get it. I think the older we get, what do something with passion, you feel the greatest even more. You feel like you wanna, you're unstoppable. That's amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Magnus, before the next question, tell me, through your career as a dancer, tell me a moment or a situation that you're never gonna forget. That for you, it could be anything that for you is gonna be always close to your heart.
Oh, there's quite a few of them actually. Yeah. Um, it's the first one was when I went on a television show in Australia with my first dance partner. Um, that was such a momentous thing for me. I was so young, and I just felt so amazing, and that's what started everything. It was called Strictly Dancing, and it was on in the ABC studios in Darling Harbour in Sydney.
Wow.
And, you know, we were invited across. There was a dancer that was better than me with a better, like they were better than us, but we got invited because we were more charismatic, and so I was really flattered, but so happy with myself. That was sort of the start of it. But there has been, like I said before, with the dancing, it gives me such a feeling. So there's so many moments across many different things that I've done where I've just felt the same about it, and that they live with me.
Okay.
Mm.
Next question is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
Spiritual. I am more science.
Okay.
And so when it comes to that, the more I look into the reasons things happen through science, the more I feel at ease about the universe, and about my existence. I'm hoping that our memories carry on, and that our shared moments, our existence in this universe carries on. I hope, because my biggest fear, as I said before, is losing the shared memories. Because when there's two of you and you have such amazing time together and one of you leaves, you're the last one left with those memories, and you can't relate them to somebody else who doesn't know that situation. And I have got such a fear of that. So yeah, in terms of spirituality, it is, yeah, I want there to be something. I just wish that the scientists could prove it.
Got it. Have you seen the movie I Origins?
What is it?
I Origins. Have you seen the movie? It's quite old. I think been 10 years. It's a couple. She's very spiritual. She's from Argentina, and
Yeah.
he's American. He's a scientist. So she's very. Imagine the contrast between both of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's a love story, beautiful story.
I mean, that is very similar to me and my husband. He is much more spiritual, and he believes you know, we have a spirit and a soul and things like that. And I'm hopeful, and I don't discount anybody's belief of that.
God.
And I want it to be there. I just want them to prove it.
I'm gonna send you the link of this movie. We should watch together, both of you, because
Okay.
it's a romantic movie.
If you recommend it, I'll watch it.
Yes, and you need to watch both together, because if he's very spiritual and very part of the scientists, you're gonna love it. It's a very interesting story.
Okay, sounds good.
Last question, ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's fun. Before the last question, tell me, you know, being a content creator, tell me the very first scene that you've done. Tell me the moment and the whole feeling about it.
As the first scene as a content creator was with one of my friends, and he was super considerate, and he's a Brazilian guy, and we are good friends. So it felt easy. The first actual scene I did for studio was extremely hard, because it's virtual reality. So the person who was the point of view, where the camera is the face, could make no sound, not even breathing. So it's if you're doing all of that stuff, imagine not breathing. And
Wow.
because of the way it's filmed, it took about 6 hours. So 6 hours, that's a long time. After that, I can do anything.
Wow. And tell me, if you could choose anyone in the world to do a collaboration. They don't need to be in the same fields, but if you can choose anyone for a collaboration, who that would be?
I've already done it with one person that I had that for, but there is one from what's his name? Diego Sanz is an incredibly well-established content creator who I find very, very attractive. And there's a few. It's you know what we're like. Once you've had one, you move on to the next. Derek Cage is an American guy. He's a bit older. A bit older than me, but he is a lovely soul. I met him, and I like him more now that I've met him. So he's another one I would love to collaborate with.
Amazing. Next question is, there's my favorite question of the Magic Box and came up for you. Send away a message to someone, but you don't need to tell who this message is for. Just the person who's watching right now gonna go like, I know this message is for me.
Ooh, that's a good one. Gosh, that's got me thinking. This message is for me. They know it's for them.
Yeah, you're gonna send a message to anyone.
I've got it. Te como la cara, no eres capaz.
Can you translate or not?
It means I eat your face and you are not capable. And that person will know immediately it's for them.
Beautiful.
It doesn't translate well, but it's yeah. Te como la cara, no eres capaz.
The person will understand for sure.
Exactly.
It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Okay.
Start with money.
Sorry?
Money.
Pounds.
Family.
Love.
Fear.
Sadness.
Life.
Live.
Love.
My husband.
Oh, sweet. Religion.
Not for me.
Sex.
All the time.
Friendship.
Love.
Politics.
Interesting.
Desire.
Always.
Regret.
Always.
Success.
Trying.
Wish.
Success.
Happiness.
Happy.
One word for London.
Oh, epicenter.
One word for New Zealand.
Green.
Wow. One word for adult content creator.
Kind.
And the last one now, professional dancer, one word.
Precise.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, another one word for, so when you come from New Zealand, you call kiwi.
Yeah.
So one word for kiwi.
A bird.
Of course.
It's a little bird with a beak. But
Amazing.
it's a fruit as well, and it's a person. So we have 3 types of kiwi.
Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your husband for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your husband.
He might walk in a minute.
Okay. If I would ask him, define Magnus in one positive and one negative word only, what he would say?
He would say, ooh, I don't know how I would say that. So, what would he say? Negative, angry, positive, happy. So it's like 2 personalities. Yes.
I love the balance. That's the balance. That's what I call the balance.
Yeah. Happy and angry. So, you know, but my anger only lasts for a few seconds. I'm like, you know, I'm happy again, you know, so.
Do you speak to him more in Spanish or more in English?
English. He's a senior nurse. and his English is very, very good. We have very sophisticated conversations in English that we just could not replicate in Spanish, because I'm like a 7-year-old kid when I'm speaking in Spanish, which is, it's doable, but it's not as comprehensive, and yeah, the vocabulary is a little limited.
What's your favorite Spanish word?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's boya.
Oh yeah.
Apoya. Oh, I got no, I got
Or
it.
the culo. Yeah, those two, they're fun.
Amazing. Let's play now Magno in the Magic Box. No, actually, I said wrong your name. I'm going to say it again. Right, let's play now Magnus in the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before asking the question, there is any difference between Sean and Magnus or not?
Yes, very much. Very
For
much.
example,
Yeah, Magnus is quite wild, and is he is free. Sean is much more structured, much more planned, much more of a control. So the two work together, but yeah, there is a complete difference in. Sean helped Magnus to be successful. Magnus helped Sean to be liberated, as we were speaking about. So yeah,
I like that. Any similarity between both?
yeah. I mean, they're interlinked. But there is a difference. Yeah.
Okay, Magnus, you can ask me a question now.
Yes. I want to know, if you had an alter ego, what would you call yourself?
Wow.
Give
Good
yourself a name. Think of something. Think of a name you really like,
Mhm.
and then put something that has like a symbol to it. So mine, for example, I loved the name Magnus because it was Nordic. It had, and I started by calling myself I am Magnus. Now, then I needed a second name, so I needed some symbol. So I was like, a god, and I thought, what about the god of mischief? So
Wow.
you have, try and think of a name that you really like, and then think of a symbol.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, you put me in the spot. By the way, I've done over 1,500 interviews on the show so far. Nobody asked me this question. I'm very creative. I love it. I love
Good.
Magnus.
We're being unique.
You know what? Actually, you know what? Wow, it came to my mind straight away, that answer. Like, it's gonna be a bit, let's say, maybe different, or maybe you're not expecting, but there is a story behind.
Go on then.
I'm the first male got a grandson from both family. Imagine the pressure on my shoulders growing up.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
the men of the family were born. My dad used to say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but my answer for you would be, you know what? I will answer this way, because if I was born a girl, yeah, my name would be Samantha.
Right.
And I'll tell you something now. Samantha is a very strong name.
Yeah.
And fun enough, I've got 3 gay friends, and and when the Sex and the City exploded, and of course a very gay, series, and they said to me, William, you are Samantha. You have no way of being Samantha. Like, it could be anybody else, but not Samantha. And it's funny enough, I didn't know much about this series until I watched it, and I kind of, so I'm gonna go for this name for those 2 reasons. First, because my mom, I find very strong and beautiful name, Samantha. Yeah. And because of that, my friends, I didn't see the series, I would go for that. So not sure if I'm answering right your question, but this name, you know what I mean?
So you would call yourself Sam?
Could be, yeah, something very,
and then you've got to give me a symbol.
Symbol. Wow, that's great. Symbol.
So remember where you're from, a river, something that takes it back to where you are, or takes you to like some god or something. That's how I got mine.
Got it. You put me in the spot. I love it. Sam. Okay, I'm gonna go Sam, like that. Actually, I like that. Sam.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let me try to put. Okay, I'm gonna put. It's something that I define myself a lot, like a willpower. Let me get something connected with that.
Mm-hmm.
Some power. How about some power?
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. So because that actually sounds It sounds like it sounds like a porn name, so there you go. Sounds like you have something very big you're hiding.
Some power. There's something about it. Yeah, let's put that. Wow, I love the question. Very creative. I got it there. And I'm sure after we hang up, I'm going to be thinking, oh my God, I should have said that.
Yeah, but the thing is that one, that like I said, it was a process for me. I was like, when I was choosing, I was like, I am Magnus, and I was like, that's my name. So it was all of my like sort of Instagrams and things like that started as sort of I am Magnus, but then because of the studio work, I had to pick a last name, and I was like, what could be so cool, godlike? Oh, a god from Norway, a god from the Nordic regions, and that's how I began to feel it. And I am mischievous. I obviously am mischievous, so I picked Loki.
Amazing. Great. Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. I had fun. I'm sorry it clicked out at a moment there, but we got it all in there. I'm interested to see the result. Hopefully I look all right.
You do for sure. Mag, thanks again for being so open to talk about your career, about your job. I think it's very inspiring. I love the the story about behind where something negative tried to happen to you and suddenly it came out in a very positive way. Love that. Love it.
Yeah. But I have one more phrase for somebody who will watch it and know it's for them, and it's sweet as. They'll know it immediately. That's somebody else, completely different to the other person.
Hope it's gonna be watching the interview for sure.
Oh,
make sure this person watch, okay?
Exactly.
Before you go, Magnus, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Be kind. Be kind to everybody. It's so much easier. Just no matter how bad you feel about something or somebody's behavior, if you're kind, you'll feel better about it.
Beautiful. And it's so simple to be kind. It doesn't take a lot of
yeah, so, if somebody cuts you off in the car, your instant immediate reaction is to get venomous. But if you just go, they might be late, or they might have a kid in the car, they need to get to school or something like that, just makes it so much easier on yourself.
Amazing. Very good. Thanks again. Regards to your husband and family and friends, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
We'll do. I'll subscribe straight away.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show, and I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.